So that was backing up files and then restoring them at a future time in case they're lost or corrupted. What we're going to do now, we're on to the final block of questions here. And to do that, just come down to the search box here and type Device Manager. And this is what the Device Manager looks like again. And also type Computer Settings. And this is what settings looks like. And a lot of the settings we want to do, like power options or screensaver, we're going to find it in here. And we're only sampling some of the settings. The only way to really learn it is to go through it one by one, take a look, and configure your settings. And to encourage you to go in there and look, I will have at least one setting on the exam that we did not discuss, and you will just simply have to come into Windows Settings and explore and try to find it yourself. So let's begin. Okay, so first thing we need to do is configure the power options. We want the computer to sleep after 45 minutes. So what that does is it puts your computer in a low power consumption mode. And the computer is still using a little bit of electricity. It's maintaining the state you were in. So all the applications, all the programs you had opened up, that state is saved, and the next time you go to your computer and press the power button, you will see all those applications and everything the way it was before it went into sleep mode. So let's go ahead and search for sleep mode. So we're in Windows Setting and just type exactly what you're looking for, or otherwise you can browse around and try to find it yourself. So it looks like we found it here, power and sleep. Okay, and we can see here we can turn off the monitor after a certain amount of time, display, and we can also send the computer into a sleep mode. So we see it's already going into sleep mode after 45 minutes when it's on battery. And when it's plugged in, well, we can do the same thing as well. So I'm going to put it into sleep mode. So 45 minutes of no activity. It goes into that state, a low power consumption state. Now, you're probably thinking one computer is not going to make a difference, but when you're talking about a company that has hundreds or thousands of computers, the energy savings is significant. So let's continue to the next question. So we want to bring up the Device Manager. We want to find our audio driver, and we want to disable and re-enable it. Afterwards, we want to search for an up-to-date driver, install it, and then do a rollback to the previous driver. So let's go to the Device Manager now. And we will go to Audio Devices right here. I'm going to double click on it. I see my microphone, which I'm using now, and I don't want to touch it. And my speaker or my output. So to enable and disable it, well, you have a toolbar up here, and there's the disable. No, that's to uninstall. Okay, so to disable it, you just right click on it and select disable. And then likewise, after it's disabled, you right click on it and you re-enable it. Now, I'm not going to do that right now because I'm recording a lesson and I don't know what effect that's going to have on the lesson. But it's very simple to enable and disable a device. Now, as far as the drivers go, double click on it. Go to the Driver tab. And now drivers are just software that allows the operating system to use the device. And if you're not convinced, just click Driver Detail. Well, it doesn't give the driver detail for this particular device, but normally it will tell you where those drivers are installed, where those files can be found. Now, to update the driver, again, I'm not going to do it. You would just click right here. and you could either tell Windows to search automatically for updated drivers for your keyboard, or if you've already downloaded it from the internet, you can tell Windows to go to a particular location to install those updated drivers. If you have any problem with those newly updated drivers, then you do a rollback. You just click rollback here, and it will go back to whatever previous version of the driver you were using. And then after that, it asks us about IRQ for the keyboard. Now an IRQ, it's a channel. It's a channel from your keyboard to the CPU, and it's an interrupt channel. This is how your keyboard or any piece of hardware gets the attention of the CPU through these different channels that are called IRQs. And as it turns out, keyboards always use the same IRQ. You can't change it. But other devices, when you install them, that IRQ is configurable. You can actually change it. So let's go back to the device manager. Go down to keyboards. Here's our keyboard right there. And when I double click on it, IRQs are found under the Resource tab. So we can see here, if I go to IRQ, okay, I see this long number here is 0x0000. That's a little bit intimidating. That X here means we have a hexadecimal number, but really the number, the IRQ channel, is right there at the end. We're using IRQ 01. And for keyboards, that cannot be changed. Other devices, it can be configured. You can come over here, deselect where it says use automatic settings, and then you can go ahead and choose a different IRQ or channel. But of course, for all your basic devices like keyboard and mouse, that cannot be done. Okay, so it's IRQ1 for the keyboard. And then the next thing we'd like to do here is perform a Windows update. So let's go to settings, and we'll say, oops, okay, we're in Windows update here, or Windows settings, and just type exactly what you're looking for. You want a Windows update, and it's right there. Okay, I'm not going to do that right now because that takes a few minutes, but it's very straightforward. It will connect online to Microsoft. It will see if your computer needs any updates. It will download and install it. And if necessary, it will ask you to reboot your computer. So that's pretty straightforward. That's how you would perform a Windows update. Now let's view the update history, and we need to find the name of the last update that was downloaded and installed. So if we come back here, we can see here in the list, there is a place where we can go view your update history. So we'll click on that. And there they are. These are all the updates that have been done on my computer. Okay, and the most recent one was November 20th. The name of the update is right there, and these were automatic updates. I don't remember actually downloading and updating my system, so this was all done automatically. Let's go back to settings and take a look at the next question. Okay, so what was the name of the last update downloaded and installed? Is it possible to pause this automatic Windows update? Well, it is possible. It's not a good idea, but there are times when we want to temporarily disable that feature. So let's type Windows update, and in here somewhere we will find settings. So let's type update and go to the settings, and in there you will have options for pausing it. And if you go to advanced options, you'll have even more fine-grained control over how the updates work. Let's just go to update settings for now. Okay, and if we look down here, yes, there is an option to pause and restart this process of updating your operating system. And I recommend, if you do pause it, make sure you re-enable it. If your system is not being updated, then you're vulnerable to malware from the internet. In the next question, we want to check the resolution of our display. What is it currently set to? And then we want to personalize our display and add a screensaver. So just type exactly what you're looking for. Go to settings, type resolution. Okay, the thing that came up first was display settings. So that's probably it. So resolution is one thing that you can configure within display settings. So I'm going to click on that. And if we scroll down a little bit, we'll see a lot of items here for configuring our display. If you have two displays, let's say you're using a laptop and you also have a monitor like I have right now, you can configure those two displays individually. But if we come down here, here is the resolution, okay, and you can change that, but you should use the recommended or native resolution for your display type for optimal display. The other thing we want to do, we'll go back to home, okay, we want to personalize our display. Okay, let me type display here, display settings, and let's see if we can personalize it. No, it doesn't appear right away. So if you right click on your desktop, I'm not going to do that now, but listen carefully. If you right click on your desktop, you'll see a menu. From that menu, select personalize, and you will be able to change. Oh, it's right over here. I just had to look. So let's click on personalize. Okay, and here you go. And again, I'm not going to change anything because I'm recording a lesson, but I encourage you to experiment, and that's probably the best way to know how this works. Now, in addition to personalizing your display, you can add a screensaver. Okay, so turn the screensaver on and off. So we can see here that we have another window that popped up. You can choose different types of screensavers, and it's very straightforward in configuring it. Just go in there and decide which screensaver that you want, and when do you want it to start, after how many minutes. So I want to go back here to home again. You know, the best thing to do is just to go in here, explore. All we've done in the sample questions is we're sampling some of the settings, and to encourage you to do that, I am going to take at least one setting that we did not mention at all.